So what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm just going to be doing a breakdown of the goals that we scored and conceded against Rayo Vallecano in today's match, and just kind of going over the defensive errors, if there was any, if the goals were scored due to good attacking play, or if the defending could have been better to avoid the goal. You're never going to have perfect defending and perfect attacking in every situation, but at this level, you expect that the quality of defending is a lot better, and it shouldn't be very easy. You shouldn't be conceding any kind of schoolboy error goals usually. But anyway, we'll take a look at the breakdown and see if there's any things that could have been done to prevent the goal. So I'm just gonna play the video.
Start tonight.
So this is the first goal that Rayo scored. Cross into the box and a header. So just going to bring this back 1 minute. So first thing I noticed in this picture is, number one, in this situation we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rayo players, and in defense we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Madrid players, and Modric is just kind of slowly waddling back. He is 39, so I understand, but the problem in this image that I see is, first of all, there's just so much space here. There is absolutely nobody covering this gap here. They've just played one simple ball out, and they've managed to isolate our fullback in a 1v1. Now I'm gonna continue playing the video, and let's just see how this progresses. So as that ball came to the player, and as he takes control of the ball, one thing that you'll notice is that he cuts inside. He pretends he's gonna go inside. Now he doesn't actually go inside, he goes back on the outside. But if he had decided to go inside, look, there is literally zero resistance to stop him from driving into this area. And let's just say he did decide to go inside, and you say, well, Valverde would just come and cover this area. Well, then that leaves this man here completely free on the edge of the box to receive the ball. Now in this situation, I definitely think Valverde should have been sprinting out here to create a double up on the fullback. So that gives Garcia the option to mark the defender down the line. He can get in tighter, because you'll see, because the defender kind of fakes coming in, coming out a few times, he manages to buy himself a little gap from Fran, and is able to put in a good cross into the box. But if Valverde had come in tighter here, Fran could have got tighter, which would have forced the defender to either try to cut back, and in doing so, that would leave him in a 2v1. Now, for this to also be completely 100% effective, that means Modric would have to sprint to cover this gap, and that means whoever's up here, Guler, Brahim, would definitely need to be coming back. But as you can see in this frame, they're not even in the picture, which is a big problem with the work rate of the team. And this is at the start of the match, 3 minutes into the match. So let's continue. Okay, so the defender fakes inside, and then the defender comes on the outside, and see the little bit of separation there, which gives him a chance to get the cross in. Now here's another problem that I noticed in this picture. So all that's happened. The problem now is everybody on the team is ball watching. Valverde, even though he is marking this man and he knows this guy is there, he's just watching. He's not really scanning around looking to see what's going on. Rudiger is marking absolutely no fucking body. Like he's just watching. Where's the danger here? Who fucking knows? Just watching. Chouameni is tight on his man, which is good. He's the only one here that I would really say is actually doing anything of use. And Vasquez, uh, I'm gonna go back a little bit because Vasquez initially didn't know that this guy was here, and it seems to just have noticed him in the last second. See, in this picture right here, Vasquez has no clue that this guy exists. He's way too far from him. He's not really doing anything. And yes, so every single one of them is ball watching. Nobody's looking around to see if there's any danger, to see if there's any free man. And Modric is just a million miles away from this guy here now. And this guy didn't end up scoring, but still, a player at his level with his experience should know that you don't give somebody this much free time and space, an attacker. Now. So he manages to get second free, get a cross into the box. Now I think so. As you can see, Vasquez eventually notices this dude, tries to get tight to him, but this is a deep ball. You know, the ball goes all the way back here, and there's good hang time on the ball, and Courtois can see that ball going all the way. This guy has all the time in the world, completely free header. Like, look, there's again Brahim, Guller. I don't know where they are. Not even in the picture. He has all the time in the world for a completely free header. But look at Courtois' starting position in this frame. He starts here as that ball is going across. Now, because he thinks he needs to hurry to cover this side of the goal, he quickly shifts across the goal. But I think he made a big mistake here. And the reason why I say that is if he slowly moves across rather than hurrying across as he did, if the defender has one or two places to header the ball, here or here, if Courtois slowly moves across and the defender decides to go to the far post, he's still close enough to this far post to be able to make a block. But if the defender does decide to go to the near post, at least then, because Courtois is slowly moving to the right, his right, his momentum should give him enough energy to be able to dive over and save the ball. But look what Courtois does, and look what the intelligent decision made by the Rayo striker. So Courtois completely commits uh, to one side. Look, he's going, and look, that ball is still in the air. And by the time the ball reaches him, Courtois is completely on the other side. You notice that? And that's just very poor keeping from him. Look, he's committing, he's committing. That ball is still in the air. He commits. By the time that ball reaches him, look at this. Look at the gap. Look at the gap. Like he has all this to aim for now. This is a very great header. Take nothing away from the player. He managed to generate a lot of power, considering there wasn't that much pace on the cross to begin with. But Courtois also made it really easy for him by completely overcommitting to this side of the goal, and he has no way to save it after that. So look, headers the ball, Courtois doesn't get near it. There was at least maybe three, four things that could have been done better to stop that goal from happening. But for me, that was extremely poor defending, extremely poor positional awareness by some of our players, and also extremely poor tracking back from some of the other players. Like Guler's only just getting into the picture now when the ball's in the back of the net. So all the effort you made running back completely useless. Okay, so let's go on to the next goal. Okay,
Made his 50th appearance for Madrid midweek. Here is the corner. It is deep, and it is 2-0!
so as you can see from that replay, that was the second goal. It was a simple cross into the box, and the defender, the striker of the other team, or I don't know if it was a striker or defender that scored, but the opposition player completely has a free header, and it's hard to say, but look, in this picture here, in this frame, look, there's two people, Rudiger and Vasquez, marking one player. Why? I do not know. That's just what's happening. Completely poor. And that's funny because they still managed to score. So let's take a look at this cross and see how it progressed. So, it's a corner. There's bodies all over the place. Three people marking one. Look, so this ball comes into the box and it comes in deep. So you can see the flight of the ball there. Now, I was criticizing Courtois for this because you're a 6'8" goalkeeper. You should be doing a lot better in terms of being able to read the flight of the ball and being able to come out and assist your defenders into punching the ball. But it's not completely his fault because what the hell is Vasquez doing? Like, Vasquez, look, and I know, look, I played football. These are all split second decisions. So I know that it's not easy. It's easy for me to sit here and look and say, but at the end of the day, these players are getting thousands a week to play at the highest level. So if they're not doing the basics right, look, Vasquez was marking this lad. Now you can see that this lad is preparing to come for the ball. Now, it's not just Vasquez because I don't know what Rudiger, and I can't really see, but I think that might be Adagula. No, that's Gula there. So that's somebody else. It's very blurry, but I don't know what these two players are doing. Everyone seems to have misread the flight of the ball. Courtois doesn't really seem to be. I don't know what his positioning is because how he gets bet in this with exact same type of finish is beyond me. But the ball progresses, and look at this time. Look, Vasquez. I don't know what that is. It's like, number one. This guy is much bigger than Vasquez, so I can't really blame him for this. But if everyone had done their job right, he shouldn't be getting a header like this, and puts it bottom low, and it's a goal. Now, this goal I don't really have too much of a problem with because it's a corner. Corners are very unpredictable, but there's just bodies everywhere and anyone can score. The marking should be better, but does anybody else remember the days of football when you were taking a corner and teams would have one player here and one player here? I miss those days because looks like that goal could have easily been prevented if we had had that. You can't be offside from a corner, especially if it's a direct corner into the box. So why don't teams do that again? And the smart thing is teams usually put their smallest players here, something that Vasquez should have been. So that would have been a good way to prevent that. But apart from that, I don't really see too much wrong with this goal. It's a fantastic cross and a fantastic header with some poor marking on our part. But overall, not a bad goal. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next goal. We scored the next goal.
A complete advantage for the big player. And Valverde.
Okay, so this is the goal that we got back, as you saw. Now, if we take a look at this goal, um, there's not really anything on. Up to this point, we've struggled to really create many chances, apart from the one chance where Vasquez squared it, and the pass was intended for Bellingham, but Gula thought the pass was for him. He tried to shoot and he missed, even though the Bellingham was in a much better position. But apart from that, we had created very little at this point. So in this picture here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Pretty much all the Rayo players back. And I think Valverde kind of realized this because he's not really doing anything. Modric, is staying there to recycle the ball in case the ball comes out, but you can see there's very little space to penetrate for any of our players. Um, Our running in behind the ball in general is very poor. We don't have a striker as a main focus. Somebody, when you have the drug, but somebody that can play in this little hole, get that ball with the back to goal, hold up the defender, and either put someone through, turn and shoot. We don't have that. So in this situation, I think Valverde just he kind of saw that, and he just said, "I'm just gonna have a shot." Now he does have a good long range shot, but but I think the defender also just slightly gets a header to it, um, and that just boy, it looks like it was going in anyway. It's a good strike, good finish. There's not really much to say. I don't think there's anything more the keeper could have done. To be honest, that was as bottom corner as it was, but I don't think that's the type of goal we should be relying on consistently. Those kind of goals are good when they go in. It's not really poor defending. It's just a good strike with a bit of luck from Valverde. So I'm gonna move on to the next goal, which was our equalizer. This was our equalizer.
Here is Rudiger advancing. Space wide for Rodrigo. Final minute of the half. Rodrigo's cross is headed in! Bellingham equalises for Madrid.
Now, as you can see, in this situation, Rudiger gets the ball. He's driving, and I think the opposition are possibly thinking that he's going to drive into this space. We have, I think that's Frank Garcia occupying this. He's threatening to make the run in there, and we have Rodrigo completely out here on the wide side, and this defender is kind of caught in two minds. Do I go into this space or do I stay on Rodrigo? And this is kind of a good situation for us to be in. And as you can see, this is the kind of situation where players like Rodrigo and Vini they like to operate, isolating their fullback one on one, kind of similar to how they scored their first goal. So let me press play. So Rudiger decides to give the ball in to Rodrigo, which was a good decision. Now, as you can see, this player immediately turns around to try and cover Rodrigo. Now Rudiger has a choice. Does he make a run into the box? Fran is here. He could try and look for the ball here. It's still onside in this case. This is it's played on by this player. Now this is a big problem that we have had. Again in this picture there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Rayo players. And the only person we have anywhere near the box is Jude. And Jude is looking to get in here, but for the person crossing the ball, he has to pick out this one possible guy, because I know he's kind of here, but that's Brahim. That's not his game. He's not gonna beat any of these giants to a header. It's very unlikely unless it's a pinpoint accurate cross onto his head. In this picture, who are we missing? We're missing Guler, we're missing Modric, Tchouameni is centre back obviously, and we're missing Valverde. So this is a big problem that we've had when we get into these dangerous positions. We had a solution last season with Hosselu and Jude, two big lads that could get into the box, but this season we've been severely lacking in that area. So Rodrigo gets the ball. The defender's covering him up. Maybe he could get a little bit tighter. See, in this situation, it's hard for the defender because players like Rodrigo, they're so quick-footed, and you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if he gets tighter, Rodrigo can cut inside to go on the inside, take a shot, and he has a very good shot. Or he can beat you on the outside, and then he has all this space to drive to. And like I said, you have Fran in this kind of area here, so this defender can't really overcommit and try to cover this area. So he kind of makes the right decision by just going to getting as close to him as possible without overcommitting. And it does kind of make Rodrigo come back now, and then Rodrigo puts a ball into the box. Now this is a good ball, but this is also an element of poor defending on their part, because you have One, two, three players here. Any three of these players should be climbing over each other to get at this ball. There is no way, four if you include him, there is no way Bellingham should be beating all four of these players to this ball. As great of a ball that it is, it just shouldn't be. And this player should be taking responsibility because he can't see Bellingham, so he doesn't know the danger that's behind him. This player should be driving into this space, jumping and heading that ball away. He doesn't do that. Bellingham gets in the middle. Fantastic header. Look, he just kind of backs up. Fantastic header, bottom left. Again, keeper's positioning is probably as good as it could be. He's central, he's probably thinking his defenders are going to get something onto the ball. And by the time Bellingham gets an header onto this, a fantastic header, by the way, because again, there wasn't a lot of power in this cross, so he's having to generate a lot of the power of the header from himself. Bottom corner, the spin takes it beyond the keeper, nothing the keeper could do. Um, Defending up until that point was good. It was a chance that really came out of nothing. But the defending by the end, you can see he's like kind of hands out, like, what are you doing? He's looking at him like, what are you doing? They're all just kind of blaming each other when one person should have definitely been taking command, taking charge, and going to header that ball out. Okay, so we're going to move to the next goal, which was the goal that put us 3-2 up.
We'll see who those changes are for very shortly indeed. Modric for Goulet, first time to Rodrigo, drops his shoulder and goes for goal! Took a slight deflection.
Now, as you can see there, that was the equalizing goal. Let's analyze it real quick. So, Frank gets the ball here. Um, Again, Bellingham's the only one in the box. You have a fullback watching him. He's there just in case Frank goes on the outside. Rodrigo's in the little hole here, and Modric again is kind of playing a little bit of the cruise kind of role this season. So he's playing always deeper to recycle the ball. He's kind of playing that deeper role, kind of playing that cruise role this season just to recycle the ball. So there's not really much on here, nothing really crazy. Again, Bellingham's the only one in the box by himself. You're asking for a lot to pick out this one player when he's surrounded by, four white shirts. But he's our biggest player. We don't have that many big players since Benzema left. So, he's kind of the one player we could aim for. So Fran passes this ball back to Modric because that's his kind of role. Get the ball, control the tempo, recycle. And then Modric plays this ball into Guller. Now, in this position, you can see there is absolutely zero threat. I mean, you have him there, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's completely surrounded. Guller's played that ball into him, and he's going to try to make a run in there. But you're asking for a lot now. He could possibly play the ball over the top into Vasquez as he's in some space here. But Brahim's not really doing anything. He's being watched tightly by this player, and Bellingham's all there by himself. So yeah, as you can see, there's just not much of a threat on in this situation. So what does he do? He takes the ball, shimmies onto his right, takes a puck shot, and the keeper starting position here, it's very good. I mean, you're asking for a lot for Rodrigo to beat the keeper in this far post, or up here on his left foot, his weaker foot, and if anything goes near post, the keeper's in a very good position to save it. Goaler probably should have made the run here into space. He doesn't, and that leaves Rodrigo not much option now. He could probably recycle the ball and go out to Fran, but as we've discussed many times, every time Fran gets the ball, even when he has so much space, there's not really many people for him to aim for in the box. So Rodrigo decides to just take a shot, try his luck, and yeah, is luck indeed because the ball takes a wicked deflection of the defender and just luckily completely evades the keeper and goes in. This is one of those goals where it's more luck than anything. Again, there wasn't really much the defenders. I mean, maybe you could say that the defender that tried to block the ball, let's get a better view, but there was a wicked deflection on that ball. Maybe you could say the defender that tried to block the ball could have been a little better, but like you see just how wicked of a deflection that was. So a completely lucky goal. Nothing more to say about that. So we're gonna move on to the third goal, which is Rayo's equalizer.
And his first job is to join the wall with Bellingham. This is a free kick from Florian Lejeune. It dipped and bounced and is parried away by Courtois. Lejeune has it again and goes for goal again. And it
Now, as you can see, I decided to play that one back from the free kick because this goal actually started from far back. So let's just analyze it really quickly. So as you can see, this free kick, to be honest, it's really a nothing burger. Like there's no danger here. You know, there's very few players that you'd be expecting to strike, let alone score a free kick from here. So a wall of two is completely reasonable. I can name maybe five players in history from the top of my head: Juninho, Prime Ronaldo, maybe Roberto Carlos, possibly Beckham, and honestly, that's probably it. So this was really a nothing free kick, but I think the most interesting thing is how Courtois dealt with it. So because the Rayo have been a threat from corners all evening, see when this ball comes now, it nobody gets a touch on it. It bounces right in front of him. He doesn't want to concede a corner, so he decides to just parry it out wide, and hopefully the danger's gone. Defenders will deal with it. But that's not what happened. So this Rayo player gets to the ball first before Guler, and he holds him up well. Not much to do. But can somebody tell me what the fuck? Sorry for my cursing, but I'm not sorry because what the fuck is he doing? Who is he marking? He's looking here as if the player is gonna turn there. Guler has him covered up. He's going into the corner, he's going to nowhere. This is where the danger is. Look, one player here, and this is the player is gonna turn back. So if you want to be helpful, you should be coming to this space to block. But no, he's looking down here, and I don't know what he's maybe he's looking for a pot of gold. What is he trying to find? But whatever he is, he didn't find it. So Rayo player turns back, the one place where he could go, and stands him up. Now he eventually gets out here. Then he turns back here. Nothing really going on. Turns back again. He's just kind of keeping possession. Nothing. Bellingham comes to close him. Now I understand why Bellingham does this because he's just trying to help out his player. Don't live in a one-on-one because that's how they scored their first goal. So this player keeps possession, gives the ball back out here. Now, this is look, Bellingham after sprinting all the way here to help him out. Look, you can see him starting to sprint all the way back out to try and close this guy down. This is one thing I love about Bellingham. He works hard for the team and he never stops running for the team. This player looking for the ball, not much. Lucas is just kind of standing there. Again, he's here. This player is no threat. You should be telling Guler to come to this player and you should be going over here. You're doing nothing just by standing here. This is absolutely awful defending, and this is why he's not the starting right back when Carvajal's fit. Okay, and then you're just gonna watch the progression. So this player gets the ball out here, takes one touch out just to set his feet, and he's going to put this ball into a very dangerous position. When I look at the defensive structure of the team right now, not really much. Like nobody's really expecting much here. He's kind of marking him. Rudiger is watching him make a run. Now, this is the very important bit. Rudiger's watching him. Look, you can see him, and he's about to make a run. But what does he do? He doesn't follow him. Now he's gonna put that ball in here, and he's just kind of hoping for the best. There's no real plan or strategy. He's just gonna put the ball into a dangerous area and tell his attacking players, "Look, go for it." So yeah, and then look and look. Now in this play, as we can see, Rudiger's position barely changes. He started from here and he ended up here. Now, I love Rudiger. He's a very, very good defender on his day, but this was just very poor from him. So not only did you see this player making a run, and not only do you not follow his run, he also doesn't advise Chouameni that, hey, there's a player making a run behind you, maybe just take a little step this way, just try to pull him off, because the way the flight of this ball, Courtois caught in two minds, and there's not really much he can do here. I can't really blame him. Someone's either going to touch that ball and put it back this way, in which case he's going to have to dive this way, or nobody's going to touch the ball and the ball's going to go this way, in which case he's going to have to dive this way. We've seen people who play free kicks like that. That's just, your keeper does not know which way, if anyone's going to get a touch. Rudiger doesn't follow, doesn't tell Chouameni that there's a player making a run, and what happens? Like, look where that ball is. Like, at this point, now, the attacker didn't get the. I think that was easy. He played very good today, but the attacker didn't get the cleanest of touch. But it's just because the ball is in such a dangerous position, there is just no time for Courtois to kind of plant himself, because he's getting ready to go left or right. And you see, just that little touch from the player. And I think at last minute, what Courtois was thinking that he's not going to make contact with the ball, and he's already kind of committed to going that way. Player touches the ball goes in, not much he can do. Poor defending from Rudiger, because I think he was the one that should be taking control of that situation. You shouldn't be letting the man run off you. And another thing as well in this situation is, when the ball gets recycled, why are we still so deep? Now, the best teams in the world and the smartest defenses in the world. Look, he's here. He's playing him on side. Schumann is playing everybody on side, and Rudiger's playing at least two, three players on side. Now this player started his run from deep. So he started his run from here, and he makes a run all the way in here. But as you can see, he still hasn't taking that first touch to plant his feet yet. So the whole team needs to be coherent in this situation. They need to get their idea together. Either everyone's going to push up and you're going to catch him offside as he's making the run in, or if he's going to run, you fucking follow his run. You can't have it both ways. You can't just stay here, watch the defender run, and do nothing. You either fucking all run out so that as he's running in and that ball comes in, he's offside, or if you're going to stay and you see him making a run, you follow his run. As a team, we don't do any of that, and look, we're still staying deep, still staying deep, still staying deep. He's making a run, all the way through. Great ball into the box, nobody follows him. Poor defending from Rudiger, especially, but poor tactical game plan from Ancelotti as well, because you're the coach. You should be telling them this. Even in Sunday League, we get told this. Once that ball comes back out, you push up. You push up, you catch them offside. You don't just fucking wait in the box for them to get a chance like that. So that's my breakdown. Overall, I think the first goal they scored was very poor defending from us. The second goal, which was the header, it's a corner. It can go either way. Maybe we could have had someone covering both sides of the goal. Maybe we could have put someone bigger marking the defender, but it's a corner. These things can happen. The first goal we scored was the first goal we scored was the shot from Valverde from outside the box. It was a good goal. Wasn't really anything in terms of good teamwork or good creative play. It was just a good individual strike from Valverde. The second goal, the cross to Bellingham. The play was good overall. The cross from Rodrigo was good, but the defending from Rayo was a bit poor. Definitely somebody should have definitely been attacking that and heading that out and not letting Bellingham get in between three players. Um, and our third goal was definitely very lucky. There was a big deflection. The keeper was well placed, but the deflection really just took it over his head. There was nothing he could do. And the last goal they scored, it was a good ball into the box, but defending was very poor from Rudiger, like I said, and also we were just slow to react in terms of deciding if we wanted to stay deep and mark the runners or we wanted to push up and try to catch them offside. So that's my breakdown of all the goals. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and thank you very much for watching.